that the United Nations is a purely socialist organization founded by convicted communist spy Alger Hiss in 1945, and whose original charter was co-authored by a Soviet communist, Andrei Vyshinsky. Since it began, all 10 of its secretary generals have been socialists or communist sympathizers. Even the blue logo of the United Nations is a direct copy of the emblem for the Soviet Union. Their entire communist agenda was written down in great detail nearly 3 decades ago in a document called Agenda 21. This morphed into the Agenda 2030 for transforming our world. Of course, it's all dressed up in clever language to make it sound like it's all about sustainability. But it's not about sustainability. It's about global communism. And 5G is the way of keeping people in line, and you do not want it outside your house monitoring you. So let's hypothesize for a moment. How does a totalitarian government enforce compliance among the people? Simple. It needs a punishment system, something it can do to people when they disobey. Think of communism. How do you control what people watch, look at online, read, listen to, and even speak about, so that they stay within the parameters of what is permitted by the nanny state? You need a deterrent, an unpleasant consequence that you can administer anywhere, at any time, whenever disobedience occurs. You need a weapon of sorts. Welcome to 5G. 5G is now being recognized for what it truly is, an invisible electromagnetic weapon that is capable of precision targeting with very strong EMF frequencies that feel extremely unpleasant to the recipient. Such invisible EMF weaponry has been in use by the military for some years under the name ADS, Active Denial System, mainly used for crowd control, and it can travel through absolutely anything. The true purpose of 5G is twofold. Firstly, to connect us to a smart, centrally controlled AI data system that is constantly monitoring, storing, and evaluating all the data about what we do online and what we say in our homes. Think of Alexa, Siri, and Hey Google listening into your conversations. Secondly, its purpose is to bring us into full compliance with the way of thinking, speaking, and acting that the politically correct nanny state will deem as acceptable. It will do this through directed beams of invisible EMF radiation which hurt. 5G is so advanced that it can essentially scan your home through your walls and see where you are located at any moment, because your body transmits electromagnetic information which it can read. 5G can monitor your every move and administer a blast of painful radiation at any moment. This will all be controlled by AI, which will monitor everything you do, everything you look at, and everything you say, and respond with an EMF correction blast according to what it has been programmed to respond to, a bit like electric shock treatment. Yes, it sounds far-fetched, extreme, and perhaps ridiculous, but it would not be wise to dismiss what I am telling you here. This system of 5G technological communist governance has already been implemented in China. Why haven't we heard about it? Because in a totalitarian government, you simply cannot get the truth out, because everything you do is observed. Telling people about your awful oppression at the hands of your own government is simply not allowed. 5G is the perfect, all-pervading, city-wide silent weapon. And if you mysteriously collapse in the street one day, then it's probably just the virus, isn't it? There is an ever-present tendency within any government which holds power to gravitate towards wanting total control of the people. This is what communism is, and this is exactly what is unfolding right now before our very eyes with the United Nations at the helm of world affairs. With capitalism conveniently collapsing before our eyes, it won't be long until people are offered a free monthly wage just for staying at home. Many people will celebrate, not realizing that they are becoming more and more dependent on the government, which is gaining control over more and more aspects of their life. The ultimate control attainable is control over the minds and hearts of the people. This is the aim. I'm writing this because I care deeply about all human beings. I would very much like to be totally wrong about everything I've written here, but unfortunately I know that it is not the case. However, there is good news. The inevitable question that people will be asking is, what can we do about this? Well, thankfully there is still time, and you have much more power than you realise. What happened in London last summer and made global headlines worldwide? Peaceful, mass, civil disobedience, courtesy of Extinction Rebellion. My friends, if you don't get up off your sofas and stand up for humanity and for your neighbours, for your children and for your family and friends now, while it is still possible, then you could be regretting it for the rest of your life, and I am not exaggerating. Educate the people you know about the extreme dangers of 5G and firmly decide to oppose it. Do it together with your neighbours, with your street, with anyone who understands the gravity of this situation. This entire agenda hinges on 5G. No 5G means no invisible method of coercion, control and correction. And the UN's planned communist agenda, under the guise of smart cities, simply cannot work. It will fail, and I believe with all my heart that it will fail. Make a fuss, make a scene with your neighbours. Get the attention of the local and national media in any way you can. Do it peacefully and non-aggressively. It worked very well for Extinction Rebellion, and it will work for us, because nobody truly wants 5G outside their homes, in their streets, everywhere they go. If you make your voice heard, especially collectively, I guarantee you that the media will start to take notice, and this will make the news. This can be a peaceful revolution against the 1984-style smart society that nobody has asked for, yet which has been lined up for all cities across the globe. But we need to do something about it today, because time is running out before everything is switched on. Wuhan was switched on to being a smart city in November 2019, and look what happened there. Milan was recently switched on too. Is your town or city next?